What up, YouTube? It's your boy ATrueHero. And as you guys can see, today we have the Diva hero legend himself, Oscar Ruano. Oscar, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Guys. Thank you for having me here, man. Another day.
Dude, it is a pleasure to have you on the channel. You have accomplished so much with Diva Hero, and you recently just won RBT LA. How does it feel?
Feels good, especially since I got second at the Moreno Valley one, so feels good to be getting first place instead of being the bridesmaid on this occasion.
Man, tell me
You know,
about it. I have been the bridesmaid with Diva Hero several times, so I'm so proud that you managed to secure the W. Now, one thing that I want to talk about is your list. Because if you've ever been in the Diva Hero Discord, people always debate about what ratio of cards are correct. Should you be playing Dark Arm? Not Dark Arm, Dark Greffer. You should definitely be playing Dark Arm.
yeah, yeah.
Should you be playing Greffer? Should you be playing Armageddonite? So how did you feel about the list overall?
So this list has been something I've been playing for a couple months, off and on certain cards. Um, used to just play the Armageddon Knight as my only summon discard or summon like pitch outlet essentially. But then I kept realizing that at the time I was also playing two Phoenix, but Graffer just does a lot either way. If he's a malicious and the plague, and then I started thinking about the garden a little bit and just made sense that like if I'm playing Greffer, having 3 to 4 pitch outlets that I want to get rid of besides the Phoenix just makes sense. If he's Armageddon sometimes giving you the turn kind of sets you up for the next turn to be able to crack back or kill him essentially sometimes. It just depends on the situation. So that Graffer just ended up being a very easy flex spot at the end of the day. That makes sense. It just works with the archetype of the archetype of the deck.
Right. I've always played Dark Greffer in the past, and I haven't experimented much with Armageddon Knight, but I always liked him because he was able to deal with hands where you pull double malicious. Because if you pull Dark Arm, not Dark Arm, I keep calling Greffer Dark Arm, but if you pull Dark Greffer and double Mali, then you can go pitch Mali, send Plague, stack Mali for Mali with Plague's effect, and then make a level 8. So that's one reason why I always like Greffer, because he enables OTKs and he also breaks the double malicious hands. But I do think that Armageddonite is an excellent choice, and especially if you pair him with cards like Necrogardna, because coming from someone who's played Vayu Turbo a lot recently, Necrogardna, he's just too good. He's just too good.
Yeah, he is. And then Armageddon. The other reason I played him Armageddon over Greffer from the beginning is because I always saw Vita Turbos with Armageddon, like Armageddon Plague, go into a Brio or Goyle, and just a lot of the time that's enough to break a board. So being able to go to
Yes.
Brio, go ditch a malicious or an evil hero, I have both parts of the puzzle now. Like I have the heroes and I have the water with the Brio when if it dies. If not, the Brio wins you games anyway. So why not
Yes.
just put it in there?
Now, one thing that I want to ask you about is your opinion on this, because every single Diva Hero list that I have personally played has always used Gold Sarcophagus. What's your opinion on that card?
Unless you see it opening hand, I don't like the card because what's good at the moment doesn't mean it'll be good when you get it in 2 turns. So my way of playing it, I just rather have the defense like all the traps that I play and set up naturally because the deck eventually you will draw a piece that you're missing because like this it's a puzzle game with this deck. You need one. Sometimes you draw the heroes, but you don't draw the waters, or you don't draw the heroes and you draw the waters, and then you just rely on the dark engine to carry you sometimes. So I think the way I see it is the traps let me be sometimes the beatdown version. Like, hey, I just summoned shadows. I'm gonna bottomless your next summon, 18, 18 again, and by the time we reach that third or fourth turn, maybe I already have the piece, but you're already so low that you need to have an answer.
Right.
But with Gold Shark, you kind of give them turns to kind of play around that out. Like, oh, you're looking for the future fusion. That means you have Miracle. So if I prevent you from future fusion, like saving my MST for it, then your Miracle's still dead if you didn't draw the other part. So this just kind of lets me be offensive and defensive at the same time. But Gold Shark seems a little too in out, or too much all in for me in that taste.
True. And one thing that I'll actually add to that is I spoke to Zabo 91, also known as Mark Garcia. He got second place at Anaheim and Sacramento YCS, Ultimate Time Wizard. And I asked his opinions on Gold Sark as well. And one thing that he said was that at a high level play, higher level players can play around the card. And you even gave an example in your explanation, right? Such as preparing the MST if you Sark for Future Fusion, right? Or like, let's say you Sark for a power card, but now your life points are too low and you can't use that power card anymore. So Dark Arm, once again, since I keep mentioning them, you had 3 darks, but now you have 4 darks because things happen in those 2 turns. So I definitely understand where both of you guys are coming from with your opinions on Gold Sark. Me, I've always played Diva Hero in a style of draw, pass, and I try my best to kill you in 1 turn. So I try to Sark for cards that generally will be always useful, but I have run into the problem, like you mentioned, where it's like now, even though I got this card, my life points are really low. So if this play doesn't go through, I could potentially lose the duel. So I completely understand.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's what I realized with this deck a lot of the times that you just need a turn sometimes, and if I'm able to buffer my life total to give me the turn, then so be it. That's why I play the traps mainly just for that sole reason.
So
And sometimes
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
sometimes you rather go a little bit sometimes you rather go a little bit slow and kill them in 2 turns and go for the one push and then they crack back on you and you die. You know,
Right.
like
And
it
now
just happens a lot.
I was gonna mention like, and I saw your previous deck profiles. That's one of the reasons why you included Book of Moon in your side deck.
Yeah, the Book of Moon was all because of YCS Anaheim.
Oh,
I
trust me,
lost the trap stuff.
Mark Garcia, he got me with the trap stun too. I went
Yeah.
DDV Tribute Sirocco, and he went chain trap stun. And as soon as he did that, he goes summon the Reaper and attack. And I was like, yep, this game's over. Yep, I lost the same way you did. And I remember because we sat next to each other at top 8 when we were at Anaheim. And I was like, hey bro, like what happened? How did you lose? And you're like, I lost the trap stun. And then I proceed to play Mark Garcia. And how did I lose? I lost the trap stun. Game 2. And then game 3, I drew triple value. But it is what it is. But yeah, I understand. Like, losing to that card did not feel good.
And the worst thing is I knew he had it, and the turn previously, because I remember this because I tried to set up for my turn, but I knew he was gonna try to go off because he already saw my setup, so I'm like, all right, I have him MST. It's a 50-50. I have to hit this trap sub because I had oppression, my own oppression. If am I able to get my oppression off, then I win. Because I'm able to jump a Caius and a Caius versus a zombie deck with oppression up. It's like, what are you gonna do about this?
That's
He
right.
already had his Reaper gone. I could slowly play it because I also had a Stratos. So I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna OTK him anymore. I'm just trying to play the control game. So when I missed it with the MST, he flipped the trap zone when I flipped oppression, and then I lost. Because my own oppression went against me. So I technically lost the trap zone and oppression, even though the oppression was mine. So yeah, I from that point on, there's Book of Moon. Also, because GBs was a big resurgent too, and they're all playing Trapstone. So
True.
that's another reason Book of Moon I put them in the side just to have an extra way to defend myself when they try to go off.
So this will be my last question, and then we can get into watching you play some Yu-Gi-Ohs. So, what is your opinions about Royal Decree? Not Royal Decree, sorry, Royal Oppression, either in the main or side deck in Diva Hero? Because these days, the popular decks, a lot of them lose hard to Royal Oppression, such as the Gigavice deck or the Frog OTK deck. Even as you mentioned, zombies, right? Gladiator Beast. There are so many decks that crumble with Royal Oppression. And essentially, back in the days of Teledad, they would set up a huge board and then back it by Royal Oppression to win. So Diva Hero can kind of play that same tune. What is your opinions on that?
So, like I said at the YCS, it's a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
He's If you could build that board like you mentioned, let's say I could go into a 0 plus a monster with oppression up, like that's backbreaking most of the time. That's game. But on the flip token, if they crack my board somehow, either being a Caius, a Compose, walking into a Torrential, well, what you have, whatever it is, then that oppression is going to cost you the game now, because your entire deck is based off of special summon to force to fight back, and you can't really one for one all that well. You can if you have the right traps, but then again, you're relying on that to do it. So to me, oppression, as someone who's experimented with it, it's a double-edged sword. It's gonna do one day, one match is gonna do the absolute best. It's gonna be your VAP card, and the next one you're gonna be like, well, I lost to my own card. Like, what more can you do?
Yep.
Especially since I don't play Chopsun. Like, I personally don't. I like Dust Tornado being a little bit more versatile because I'm able to hit like Whirlwind as well, and then maybe like the odd like monolith stacks that are out there, and against the Gigavice decks too, being able to hit their like Mark of the Rose or their DDRs and all that. Like Dust Tornado, in my opinion, became a lot stronger of a side deck card too
Oh, I
because of those
100%
type of
agree.
decks.
Actually, I used to side deck Double Real Decree, but like now in the current meta, Dust Tornado 100% is the better card for all the reasons that you just mentioned. But let's get into it. Let's watch you play some DB randos.
Yeah, like I don't play DB or DB all that much, so my
Oh,
I
don't
think I'm
worry.
really
Yeah, you don't have
I'm
to
low on
worry
the
about
ladder.
like having a high rating or reputation because one thing that I've personally noticed, like like quite high up, like 1300s or whatever, but it doesn't matter because you randomly get paired with people. You can have a rating of 1,000 or more and then play someone who has like a ranking of like 200 or less. So, you know.
Yeah,
Dotatu, I think this is Dimitri if I'm not mistaken. Um but anyway, yeah, he doesn't know that he's up
yeah.
against Star Fox.
Well, typical Diva hero hand.
Yeah, I mean, not
Opening up
bad.
with malicious.
Yeah, right. He's our best friend.
Yeah, he really is.
But one thing I like about your hand is you have a lot of great starters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just debating if I want to get the malicious out of my hand as a priority,
yeah, like going
special
Special Prodigy,
prodigy.
sack for Mali. Yeah,
Yeah, and then
I
just set the heavy
yeah I
just
love
to
that
try to.
play because you also get to draw a card and then you could potentially draw like a Diva or a Plague. So that's the play that I would go for. But you're the one who's in the hot seat. You're the king right now. I'm just backseat
Yeah.
here.
No, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't want to. I'd rather not summon the trooper yet
Yeah,
or the shadows.
because I like those cards to beat over things later.
Yeah, and then also just if they leave the Mali, then the shadows could just
Oh,
pop
pop
another card
things. Yep.
without having to waste a heavy storm.
Ooh, that's a good draw. That's a really
Yeah.
good draw.
Let's see how that
Yeah, it should work
what he's
out perfectly because as long as your heavy remains on the field, if he sets too many back rows to get dust shooted, you heavy storm him out the game. And if he doesn't set enough, then you trap dust shoot him. So it's kind of like a win-win.
Yeah, it attacks two fronts essentially. If he wants to be aggressive and set his cards.
Oh
Oh,
well, that
well,
has to be
yeah,
worst case
yeah,
scenario.
yeah. That is
Okay, well he didn't attack at least. That's good. Oh man.
so it's okay. It could have been a lot worse still.
Yeah,
Oh, he
and
just passed me.
okay. All right, so
Oh
he's
wait,
on
what?
Lightsworns. That's good. That's Shield Warrior. He's kind of
Shield
like a
warrior?
Necro. He's kind of like a Necro.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tuner.
Oh,
Oh, Diva Hero.
nope. Yep, Diva hero. All right, now let's get the trooper hopefully to mill.
A plague would be
Yeah.
so deserved. Please, justice for Diva Hero right now. Okay,
Nope.
no.
And I milled the last hero target too.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, this is what we signed up for.
This is
The
exactly what we signed
struggles.
up for. But the good thing
Yeah.
is you're up against Lightsworn, so as long as he doesn't have Gores and you can like rush him down under 1,000, you're actually in a pretty good spot. Cool. And he doesn't have
Yeah.
Gores, so it's like it's fine. Because he
Let's
opened
set
up quite
two.
weak if he only just set summoned Lila. And now we get a chance to look at his hand as well. So
Let's see.
yeah, share with the group. Come on, Dotatu.
Let's see what it is. All
Ooh,
right,
look
Wolf,
at
Garna, Aaron, Plague.
yeah.
So he woke. Oh, he didn't open up well at all either.
Yeah, he opened
So
terrible.
yeah, get rid of the Aaron.
Yeah.
Get rid of get the Militian out of the way.
Yeah, and your malicious gets to stay on the field another turn.
Yeah.
And card trooper. So there's
Yeah.
hope. Justice for Diva Hero. I
I'll
lo-
even take a. I'll even take a Diva right now. Diva would be nice too. And he's gonna apply pressure essentially.
yeah, and this is smart
Let's
on him.
see. Yeah, he doesn't want to let me keep going for it.
All right,
Enter
that's
the
good.
return.
That's good.
Yeah. A tuner would be nice. Any tuner at this point.
Yeah, even a
And
diva.
keep it.
anything.
Yeah, he's gonna just go Stardust Gilman.
And the
That
thing
would be
is,
nice to have both.
even though you drew double malicious, he doesn't know that you drew double malicious. So,
Yeah,
you know,
and having the so he set the beckoning and the heavy storm.
right. He said beckoning
Wow,
and heavy.
well,
So, what's in his graveyard?
it's just the Lila, the JD, and the Shield Warrior.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you
Um,
got options here.
I'm just gonna summon the shadows, pop the random. He already milled the second evil prodigy, and I don't have another hero target, so it's just
Yeah.
gonna be a free shadows
Yep.
to destroy. So that's
So
the only thing I can do. And then
he needs to think if he wants to chain beckoning here or not. And
yeah, and
thankfully,
if he does, then he's gonna get rid of a wolf and the plague. Lila's coming back down. And to be honest, I think I would just solemn Delilah if he summons it.
okay. Or justice will be good and you'll just hit the beckoning right here.
Yeah, that would be good. Just he's like, oh, there we go.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yes. You love to see it.
that was good. So now let's just try to get in for damage.
Mm-hmm.
Or hopefully, if he sets the plague, then if I could draw mind control, that would be
Oh, that
so
would be
nice.
dirty. That would be
Yeah,
dirty.
just mind control him, synchro, and then just keep going at it. So we know that's a heavy.
Yes.
So I actually kind of just want to face the heavy to keep my solemn alive. Actually,
Yeah, I think that's a good play because you're up against Lightsworn, so you're not going to get much value out of MST otherwise.
yeah, just so I could have something to defend because I don't have any defense right now at all.
Yeah.
Just want to get something.
And as long as he doesn't draw like another Lila, like it's fine.
Because
Because
right now he's on the 2 turn clock. Oh,
oh, I think
good.
that's a good solemn. Oh,
Oh well, he
well,
let it go.
okay. You want to let it go? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. It's okay.
All right.
He only has
Because he would only,
three
yeah, he would only have
three
plague.
names.
Yeah.
So that leaves his plague and a random card in hand. So if I draw a monster,
And then
actually,
you gain 100, I believe. Um, unless
100.
I'm tripping. Because it says you took 4,000, but you're at 38. So I think you gain 100. So it'd be 39, 39.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay. But
So I need
change
to gain
the,
200.
yeah, there you go. Minus to, yeah, minus to a plus. There you go.
So if I draw a any monster, I think it's game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
nope,
yep. There it is.
nope. So just gotta keep swinging.
Just got to keep swinging. Yeah.
No, yeah. Let's see.
All right. I mean, might as
Yeah,
well set return because
yeah.
if you pull
No,
any
you're right.
water now you're in a good spot. Good thing is
Yeah,
he's weak, so JD is becoming less of a threat. And like you said, he doesn't have enough names anyway for JD. So we know he has
and he's
Plague in
missing.
hand, and he just drew
Oh,
the
he
charge. That's actually really,
charged.
really good for him. All right, so
And he milled the Lumina, so that's good for us.
yeah, he milled the
So
Lumina.
Lila,
He has a JD Engrave, so he doesn't really have that many good targets to search. Maybe another Lila. Yeah, like you mentioned.
yeah, and then the odds of JD in hand are low right now because what are the odds of him having the last JD from
Yeah.
the last 3 draws? His draw and then the 2 solar recharges. Yeah,
Okay. All right,
he's
that's
gonna just
good.
defense up.
And we're okay with our Arcus. It's just unfortunate. Malicious was on the field for like what 3 to 4 turns, and
Yeah,
oh, good,
it's
and he
he just hit the
lives.
Arcus.
Kai's for game.
Come on, let. Yeah, Caius. Oh no, Diva
Yes,
does it too.
there we go, baby. Yes, guys,
Yeah.
you witnessed Oscar play out of this terrible hand. You guys
Yeah,
witnessed it. Yes. Oh my
that's funny.
god, that's so funny. I love how Dueling Book, how not always, but it seems like it happens frequently when one player breaks, the other person breaks. Because that was just, we should not have won that game.
No, we should not. That was all bad. No, I think yeah, Bottomless is it only hits Lila's and Jeans, but I don't really care for it.
That's interesting.
Um,
Whenever I play against Lightsworn with Diva Hero, I tend to side out the exact same cards that you're choosing, but instead of bottomless, I like to choose deep prison. But I'm watching you. Like I say, you're in the hot seat. I like bottomless because it can stop the JD and stops the Lilas, the Janes, the Wolves, etc. But and Celestia. But we'll see.
We'll see. I just know Deep Prison. Like my thing is Raikou too is the problem. Deep
Yeah,
Prison, even though it doesn't hit him right off, the only card Deep Prison really loses to is Lila and JD. But it's a the JD is mainly the bigger problem. But if I could just keep him off it, then we're fine.
yeah.
Oh,
I also don't like
oh,
Arcus either. Oh, now this hand is really good.
this is golden.
This is our just desserts.
Yeah, it's just do I want set up the Armageddon, set the malicious, set the return for no,
Yeah, it depends
put
on what
Stratos
the
in malicious.
six card is because you have so many different options. You can go into Cataster, and like you said, you have various options with Armageddon Knight. It really is just going to depend on. He has three names, so it's really
Yeah,
going to
has three
depend on
already.
what your six card is and how his first turn shapes out to be. Because this game, both of
Oh,
you guys started out a lot stronger, and since he's set two, he has to mill three. I'm assuming he has Dust Shoot. Okay, no Dust Shoot.
yeah.
Okay,
He has four names already and a plague.
yeah.
So this is already a very mm,
Well, the good thing is you have some really dirty plays that you can do.
yeah. I could brain Lila, hit one of them, summon Diva,
Yep.
go into an eight like Goyle or Cata. Well, yeah, I have to go Goyle and do it that way.
Well,
Go
yeah.
Armageddon set up for the malicious for
Yep.
next turn and hope that I don't die,
Yep.
which is a strong possibility.
So
And then
since
I
he didn't
can,
activate one of those back rows, I assume that one of them must be a beckoning light. So who knows what the
yeah,
other one could be?
could be Decree. I would assume
Yeah,
would be the other one, but Beckoning doesn't make sense right now either because he will just take his. He will. There's nothing in the grave I think that's worth for him to grab.
I agree.
So I think I'd rather just take the latter. Well, because I could also summon Stratos, grab the malicious. If he deals with the Stratos with like let's say, well no, there's already two Janes in here. Yeah, no. Another Lila, then I could Brain, go Breel, defend the play
Yeah.
before. It'll be the latter, or I could just go Armageddon and just I think I'm just gonna go Armageddon.
All right.
Set the malicious up and then just hope to not die essentially. Because if he doesn't, then I crack him back pretty bad. And I hope to draw like Miracle, that would be the best draw.
All right.
And just see how this goes. Yeah. I don't think Stratos would have been worth it.
Yeah. This is I think the odds of you dying here are yeah, okay, zero now. But now this is what I was saying like one of the problems with Deep Prison is because like of Arcus. So I hope you don't draw into that. And now like BrainCon's kind of dead, which is just a little bit unfortunate. Um, but the good thing is we have access to and he milled Necro. Sheesh, oh my goodness, he has
Yes.
his graveyard is all set up. Necro Plague and Honest. Okay, that's really
Mm,
good. That was honestly like
yeah.
perfect. Oh my god, that was so good. That was so good. I mean, we gotta pray he doesn't have beckoning light,
And,
but
yeah.
yeah.
I think this is the Kaiku waiting another turn would be actually the best thing.
All right.
Because what does going off accomplish? I go into a Stardust and a Catastor if they're not backfield. I lose to Honest with the Stardust.
Yeah,
Um,
you're definitely in a
and
really not good spot.
re-
you
yeah,
know, I'll tell you what this ain't good.
yeah, it ain't good. So I could be passive and summon the Kaiku and swing and just banish his Lightsworn's name. But I lose to Honest that way either way, and then I lose for sure most likely next turn if that happens. It's 29. Yeah, I think I just have to go aggressive and try to establish the board.
All right.
So just summon the Diva.
Now he could have pulling the rug. Hopefully he doesn't.
Yeah, that's
That's
the other.
so okay, cool. Good. That's what we needed. It was a break.
And then let's go. I could even go. If I fear the honors, I could go Colossal Fighter too.
Right.
It's the other option. Let's see.
All right, we've come this far. We didn't come this
Yeah.
far just to come this far.
So we'll just play it safe. Just go to Stardust.
All right.
And I'm down. Attack the Arcus, so that leaves me with Brain being alive.
He's probably gonna necro this.
Yeah, and then he probably has the Honest if he does it. Oh,
Oh,
Needle, okay.
okay. That's
And,
good.
oh, he milled the Wolf and the JD.
Sheesh.
Uh, one JD gone. Oh, now the odds of him having it in his hand is pretty high.
Yeah.
Uh,
But the good thing is you made Stardust, so the attack still goes through if he's not gonna respond. Um, since you made Stardust, it's gonna be difficult for him to kill you unless he has Beckoning Light. If he has Beckoning Light,
yeah,
then you just lose either way. And
I
it
lose either way because of the plague too.
right. That's
He could,
exactly
he could go
true.
into a Brio.
Yeah. So I mean
He can go into Brio as well.
you gotta go for it. You gotta go for it.
Yeah. If he has Honest, I lose either way. Brio Plague, I lose either. Well, the Plague's already gonna bounce the board. Yeah, he had Honest. Yeah,
Okay.
I just
So there was
yeah,
no way that you could win
I
this one.
avoided that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
just that was a wrap. But that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's how this matchup goes.
Yeah, it's really,
Um,
really volatile. I think though, turn one, maybe the brain control into the Lila would have been good because that would have played around Honest. And then like you had mentioned you could establish like a Goyu Guardian. Or even you could have also made Colossal Fighter if you got double Diva. Then that would have been like in a little bit better situation with his graveyard not as set up. But anyway, it's game three. We're gonna go first and we're gonna win. So we got this.
as long as we don't got malicious.
Okay, good.
Okay.
This hand is good, even with a
Yeah.
malicious. If it's our sixth card, this hand is actually really good.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this hand's
Okay.
so good.
Hmm. I don't even want to summon the Diva. That seems like just a waste right now.
Yeah, I mean, you got
And
a lot.
go.
You got a lot of different plays. Um, like I said, you're the king. I'm gonna let you pilot it. I'll just share what I would do. I would actually just establish a board now. That way, I can summon Falsadina safely next turn. And you have heavy storms. You're not really worried about any back rows. And then like you can also play Miracle Fusion the following turn too to like play around Honest
The
as
Kaiju
well.
too.
Yeah, and you got
Either
the
the
Kaiko.
Kaiju.
Yeah. So I think now establishing a board is like quite important because if you back it behind Falsadina, and you should also draw a trap next turn too, because you don't have any traps in your opening hand. Um, but yeah, I think establishing board presence is really important right now.
Gonna go to a Goyle. Goyle makes it easier. Catastrophe would have been two, but I'd rather just set up the Diva and the Miracle Fusion right now too.
Cool, cool, cool. Do
Make
you
it,
do you? The good thing about not going into Catastor here is if you draw another Diva, your Diva will be live.
yeah. Since another out.
Yeah.
Just pass because I don't. I also don't want to get the heavy stormed to Lila, losing
Yeah,
it to a free
that's
Lila.
right. Yeah, trying to go for like a pro heavy play and then it gets Liza. I agree.
Yeah.
That's like not the move. 100%. I
Especially against Lightsworn. Against other people, maybe just because odds are they don't have the Emissary or Heavy Storm opening hand.
right.
But with Lightsworns, they
Yeah.
have essentially
Just too
the
much
Arcus.
destruction. All right. And this is what I was saying, right? So like now you pretty much because he obviously has Honest in his hand, and you can play around both Honest and Gores with your field as long as he doesn't have
Yeah.
DD Crow, which honestly would be kind of wild in my opinion if he sided it against Diva Hero because the card's not good against Diva Hero. Um, and yeah, I was yeah perfect. He doesn't even have that.
And then I just summon. I think summoning. Well, I could summon the Dyna or the Kaiku.
Yeah,
I think summoning the Dyna to prevent the Gores would be the better play.
I agree as well because we don't know for sure if he has Honest or um Gores, but this plays around both.
Zero if he has Honest, we still trade 2 for 1 for it.
Yeah, it's
And I
amazing.
get in for 4,000.
Yep,
Yep.
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 And this is exactly why I was mentioning like turn one establishing a board is so important because like now he's already down to half life and he has to deal with this Falsadina. He can't special summon. Now, granted, we didn't draw a trap, which is unfortunate. We drew a plague, but it is what it is. We're still in like a
Still
really,
off
really
one
solid.
name too.
Yep. We're off to a very strong start because He has one. Oh, yes. Oh, you love to see it. Okay.
So Kaikun just get in.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was about to say here, I think that's the best attack order because he
Yeah.
has to hit the Dyna, and now he can't. So,
Yeah. He
yeah.
has to hit the go. Oh
Yeah,
wow, he
yeah,
still
yeah.
is.
Okay.
But he still has the gores in hand.
Right, right, right. But you're in a perfect situation because Kaiko's going to get in, and then if he okay, he
Oh,
just doesn't have
oh, there we
anything.
go. Yep.
Okay, guys, perfect, perfect, perfect. You guys just got to witness Oscar Cream. I believe that was Dimitri. Um, damn, well played, man. Well played. Um, any closing thoughts or anything about Diva Hero? Things you want to say? Shout outs to the fans.
To the boys, the card addiction boys.
Best
That's why I'm.
locals, bro.
Yeah, best locals, man. Straight up best locals.
Yeah, man.
But as far as like Diva goes, like it's one of those decks that you could have a bad hand, and if you could play out of it, then the deck will just be one of the best decks in the format, in my opinion. It
Mhm.
just loses to itself. Like that's the biggest problem.
Oh my God. You
Like
said the magic words. I used to preach all the time when I played Diva Hero a little bit more actively. Like I said, Diva Hero loses to itself. That's one of the things it loses to. And people are like, what does it mean it loses to itself? When you draw hands like you did game one. But one thing that is very evident from your play is if you're a skilled player and you really believe in the deck, then like you can still win those games where you brick too. Because even the combo decks like the Frog OTK, Gigavice decks, right? Um, even Vayu Turbo, right? All the other decks in Edison format, any deck, no matter what you think it is, can brick. So it comes to a matter of like if you're really skilled with the deck, then you can still do well. I mean, we're
you
talking
could
to
play
someone
out
who
of your
just went
brick.
8-0, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I was and played up against many oppressions. Like don't get me wrong, oppression is like the it's part in the dagger for this deck, but you can still play around and like sometimes just beat them. As one of the matches on the stream, I literally attacked with the Graffer like 5 times and just won with the Greffer.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
and we
being able to
just witnessed you attack with Molly. How many times was it? Game one?
like 4 times in a row, just Mally getting in there.
Yeah, so I
Buff
mean,
boy who with no attack and defense.
yeah, man. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for this special episode. Oscar, thank you so much for coming on the channel. It really means a lot. You're a Diva Hero legend. I've mentioned that you're by far the best Diva Hero player right now. So keep it up. I'm looking forward to see more success from you, from the boys at Card Addiction. Shout outs to all the Cali people. Once again, shout outs to Zabo again for taking us both out. But yeah, man, that's gonna wrap this video up. Take care, guys. Peace.
Shout outs to all my current and former members of the Absolute Zero tier. You guys are the real MVP. To everyone else, if you're looking for exclusive content, please check out the Patreon. And remember, there's a hero in all of us.
Subscribe or you too will be sent to the Shadow Realm.